Well, hi, Jubas, hi, I'm back with 41 years of Mills and Boone. And, right, so, it's Christmas one, obviously. It's always not Christmas at the moment. This is actually still April. And, it's part of the Christmas Miracles by request, Mills and Boone by request. This one is by Shirley Jump. The first one by Caroline Anderson is a Christmas family miracle, that I've already covered, actually. This one is A Princess for Christmas. Oh, yes, this is pure mug, this is. Here we go. A Princess for Christmas. Jake Lattimore gets more than he bargained for this Christmas. Bulldozing his way into Harborside, the property tycoon laughs in the face of opposition until he's stopped by a fiery Italian Mariabella Santaro. As Jake begins to fall for the town, he has no idea that Mariabella has a secret in form of a diamond tiara. Okay, so it starts off with Mariabella in her art gallery, which she owns, kind of wistfully looking at a painting, lamenting her lot in life or the issues within her heart. This is, oh god, mawkish. This is pure mawkish. Sorry, Shirley Jump. This is pure mawk. The woman in the painting whispered to Mariabella, her deep green eyes slightly hooded by heavy lashes. One seemed to hold a quiet secret. One she kept close to her heart. One perhaps she hadn't even shared with the man who held the paintbrush. Mariabella reached out, traced the air around the painted woman's eyes. Secrets. This woman had one. So did Mariabella Romano. Right. Right. Okay. And then literally at that moment, okay, Jake walks past, okay? Right. And straight away, you have a princess in this little kind of like harbour town, if you will, lamenting how, I don't know, her first world goddamn problems. Like this bit here, okay? Right. It's turned to go to her colleague, Carmen, okay? Who doesn't know about her true identity. Right. A little more than a year ago, she left the insular empty world behind, shedding her true name and her heritage to come in searching for reality, peace, independence. People saw her not for her lineage, but for herself. Right. Yes. Mariabella's first world problems is she's a princess in hiding. Okay. Right. Lamented. And then, okay, Jake Lattimore walks past. Okay. He's all business. He's in a business suit. Okay, and he's talking to Mariabella, and she's like, you know, tell her about Harborside and this and that, and I'll give Jake some dues. Okay, he's just kind of, he's like, he straight away says what his proposition is. This is page 17. Okay, right. Right. Oh, I don't want this shop. Really funny for Mariabella. She read him wrong. He wanted nothing to do with her precious Harborside art gallery, or her. Thank God. Good. That smile widened and address sunk into Mariabella's gut as she knew she got it wrong. She hadn't read him right at all. I want the entire block, he said. By the end of the week will be convenient. He wants the entire block, okay? Because they live in basically like a dying community. There's no tourists, no people coming in, nothing like that. And he basically wants to build like a resort, a complex, okay? And Mariabella, who's only been at this community okay, for years, she's like, no, we must be at Harborside. Viva la Harborside, okay? She's got to try to do that because she's living this fantasy. Okay, no, how dare Jake Lattimore come into her world, if you will, and basically disturb her dream, if you will. Okay. Oh yeah. Right. Right. This bit here, this is when Jake actually calls her out on it as well. He doesn't know who she is. See, hundreds of people like Harborside, and dozens of people like you. People who had this romanticised version of their town. How dare. Well, I don't realise that underneath all that coziness, he went on, is the struggling seaport town that depends on one season of the year, maybe two, for its financial needs. How much money do you think people make here as a tourist who visit between the 3 months of summer and a few weeks of Christmas? Right. Enough to sustain every business and every resident for the other 8 months of the year? She didn't answer. No, because Mariabelle's living her fantasy. Right. And the fact is the case is now, obviously, Jake doesn't have friends. Okay, not in that sense. He has Will. Okay? Will's his driver. Will drives him around. Will is the closest thing he has to a friend. And it's not really that kind of dynamic. Basically, Will's kind of like Jarvis. Okay? Or that turned to Ultron. You know, he's snarky and he's sarcastic and that kind of stuff. And he tells it as it is, but there's not that dynamic going on. Here you go. But the thing is, Mariabella's like to Jake, oh well, if you stay a bit and a half, I see the people, see the community, you'll change your mind about, putting offers. This town will pretty much infect you with how wonderful it is. Okay, right. There we go. Right. Jake stopped working to stare at William Mason, his best friend and chauffeur, who loosened his tie and looked as relaxed as an out-of-town uncle for Thanksgiving dinner. Today we were sporting a red tie featuring reindeer leaping across the front, a glaring contrast to the white dress shirt with green pinstripes. No one would call Will conventional. More than once, people have asked Jake why he didn't, instead of chauffeur, wear more traditional dark suit and muted tie. Jake told him that if he wanted a conventional chauffeur, he would have hired him out of the phone book. With Will, he got something no one else would have brought to the job: honesty, loyalty, friendship. Because this thing he has to offend. It's kind of sad, really. So Will's basically, I don't know, the guy is in this is basically like, get your crapping gear. And the thing is, Mara's point of view is, I find her very, very self-centered in a way, okay? Because all of it, okay, was about her keeping her mystery alive, keeping, not having to go back because she's the firstborn of the princesses, so she's a future queen, okay, of Santaro, okay, which is just next to Italy. Tiny principality, I guess, okay? And this bit here, okay, right, this bit here shows how quite selfish Mariabella is. Right. Panic gripped Mariabella. He couldn't be serious. If he did this, if he would destroy the very refuge she had found with a small little town that had wrapped around her, safe and secure, like a cottage she had been renting. Turn Harborside into a resort town would only change the very fabric of the community, but worse, it would attract the very people she tried so hard to avoid all these years. Her peers, her family, and what of all the media. Right. Yeah, she is trying to keep her word of normalcy. Okay? Right. But but the fact is, okay, in the end, Mariabella, who is trying not to be a princess, trying not to be a ruler, but in the way she is, okay, because she likes to arrange things to people and kind of boss people about, and everyone can just kind of go with it, okay, because she's not used to anyone really kind of saying no to her, okay, is the spend some time with me, I will show you the wonders of Harborside, and you will fall in love with the place, and yes, once again, it will infect you, right, right. But the fact is, okay, that Mariabella is actually turns around to this guy and says, pretty much, I will give you money to leave it alone. Okay, not thinking about the other people who live there actually might need a bit of resorting, if you will. Okay, right. But if money was what it takes to get rid Harborside of Jake Lattimore, I'll take that chance. She had resources she could dip into, not an endless pool, of course, but probably more enough to get this man to change his mind. So, what's your price? Right. So, but in the end, okay, no, she doesn't have to dip into her pool of resources. Basically, use the royal family's money to get this man out of her life, because that would be kind of abusing the Santoro itself, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah, we're gonna pay to keep for my bed to live a fantasy world for a little bit longer. Right, there you go. But they go out together. Okay, so you can see the beauty of Harborside. Okay, and obviously there's a bit of flirtation going on. Okay, right. And Jake comes to life. It's Christmas after all. Jake comes to life. He feels the magic of Christmas. Here you go. Right. And he goes up into a lighthouse. Right. And this bit here. Oh my god, I had to read this out. This is pure Pilsen Boone. This is when they're in a lighthouse watching the sea. The sky seemed to be kissing the ocean and pouring its aqua beauty into the eagerly lapping waters below. A benevolent sun watched it all and blessed the union with a golden dust. As Jake stood there, a weird sensation took over, first his limbs and his senses. It was as if he couldn't, no, he didn't want to move. For the longest time he couldn't name the sensation, and then finally he recognised a foreign feeling. Peace. Perfect peace. Right. But also, what's this going on, okay? She's got issues with her father, who wants her to come back, and obviously, she's the heir, not the spare. And she's so reluctant to this. She's so reluctant that, she calls Papa, and basically says, I can't, okay? Right. Right. But in the thing is, okay, my Bella's just playing make-believe. She's just still a princess. Like this bit here, okay? Right. She was a princess, a royal, and a royal maintained order, both personal and national, and no matter what, if she did it, disaster would result. Right. Yes. Yes, she can't get away from that. But her and Jake spend more time together, and Jake, who's all business, okay, because his father's all business, and he starts to wake up, okay, to what he really wants. And in a way, okay, he doesn't want to be all business, okay, living in his big penthouse. He kind of wants a more simplest life. Basically, he found the peace, and Mariabella wakes him up to that. At the time, okay, Jake is meeting the people of the town and some cool people, and actually starts to quite like them. Right, this bit here. Right. This is when they go into a place that their family used to own, but not anymore. Right. This bit here. So they go from a penthouse to a lighthouse to a log cabin. Right. With smoke curled from the chimney and scented the air with hickory. Two white rocking chairs on the long wraparound porch were blazing the chilly breeze. Snowdrift danced around in the lawn, swinging up the trunks of the trees as trying to catch the white mushroom snowcaps above. Right. Which is on a property that his family used to own, and now Jake's kind of got this idea, okay, of kind of giving that back to people, okay? Right. And the whole deal, okay, of homes, what homes are, okay? Because my Bella's living in this fake world, Jake lives in a penthouse apartment, which we don't actually see, really. And home, okay? And this is when, okay, Will's talking about his life, okay? And it's weird, okay, because this Will's supposed to be his best friend. The way he's describing it, okay? It sounds like Jake had no idea this even existed, and it was supposed to be his best mate. That's what I was talking about earlier. Okay, just be here. Right, right. There's the problem. Where do I go in the future? I don't drive you to someplace? Home, exactly. A real honest to God house. It's nothing much. I've got a honey-do list a mile long. Landscaping, a evergreen, other rainforest, and I dug my wife walks more than I do. There's a kind out there with my name on it. A woman who knows exactly how I like my coffee. It's he paused to meet Jake's gaze. Home. My apartment is a... Jake started. Will was right. A place where Jake put his feet up for a few days a month. The place where he stored his clothes and the books he'd been meaning to read was a box of walls and windows. But the fact is, okay, what the way he's describing is that he says Will's his best mate. Will's describing a life. So Jake had no idea even existed. Yeah. Right. It's quite funny though, is the fact is, okay, they go to like a nice swanky restaurant and they find a bottle of wine, okay? And the actual name of her country is called Italy, okay, sorry. So, Mariabella Santaro, Princess Italy. It's a bit here. Right. I travel quite a bit and sometimes I prefer the tiniest, most out of the way places, he went on. It's a winner at dinner. Because I love discovering the best vacation spots as no one else has noticed. Years ago I went to Italy and visited all the normal spots, Venice, Sicily. Decided to go off the beaten path. So I ditched my driver, rented a car of my own and tread up the coast. Found one of the most amazing places, little cafes and shops, tiny restaurants, small countries almost undiscovered. My favourite place was this tiny country called Italy. Maybe you've been there, especially where you grew up so close to that area. Right. Yes. Yeah. So, yes. So talk about you, Shirley, and basically Raina had read it, and she's sitting there like, oh my god, I'm the princess, this is so awkward. Okay, right. But then, okay, Jake's troubled past comes to light, and there's always a troubled past. Always, always. Okay? And his fiance died before their wedding. There you go, that's the crux. That's why, okay, Jake is all business and not love. There you go. But, of course, okay, the book turns into a romantic moment. The firelight danced across his face, casting the depths of his face, depths of his face into shadows. Can I say it's a bit of a lazy line, by the way? The firelight danced across his face, casting the depths of his face into shadow. Not a good line. She died a month before our wedding, car accident. Oh, Jake, I'm so sorry. I never thought he heaved a breath. I never thought I'd get over it. And so it worked. It was easy to do. It was easy to do and live. I just worked. But Jake's been in the prison for so long, and now he's woken up to it. right? Now he's woken up, okay? The Grinch's heart screw resizes that day. He doesn't want your business, he wants love, and Mariabella just wants not to be a princess, okay? Right. And right, and the fact is, okay, is that her father calls her again, okay? And also is that Mariabella really should have rethought her name as well, okay? Because it's a royal family, okay? Is called Mariabella. I don't know. So her surname is Romano. She's going under Santoro, and she's a princess of Uccelli. It's just a bit weird. Okay, she didn't just change her first name. Right. Right. But this is when her wants her to go back to Uccelli. A day ago, my Bella would have backed down and agreed with her father. He was king after all, and she'd learned from the day she was born never to disagree with the king. But she had to do the right thing, not just for her, but for her country. Jake was right, she'd been behind her too long for her true self. What she really wanted. She played at being an ordinary woman, and she'd never really done it. And she hasn't. She's been living a lie. She's been living a total lie. Okay? Right. She's been living an absolute lie. End of the day is this, okay? Mariabella, with a year of her freedom, she goes to this small town in America, lives under a fake name, buys an art gallery, but rents a house incidentally. No, I pick up on that. And once she's in there, kind of like, motivates the town, those dances, this kind of stuff, gets involved in the community, it kind of takes over. But the fact is this, okay, she's like, I want to be normal, I want to be normal. But at the same time, okay, it's kind of like, well, it's not your money that's paid for this lifestyle so far. Essentially, your country's been paying for you to basically, live a fantasy for a year. And now they're like, well, you need to go back and actually assume your duties, and you're dragging your heels because you don't want it anymore. Right. Right. But in the end, okay, her parents, she's outed, okay, not Jake. Jake's associate recognises her, because it's not bloody hard, and outs her, okay, to the media. And the media just saw her on her doorstep, knocking at her door, basically her bubbles burst, and she thinks that Jake's betrayed her, okay, right. And the king queen actually come to her house on Christmas Day, by Christmas, right. I'm sorry you came all the way to America to drag me back, said to see me for Christmas. Mariabella said, of course her father won't fly across the world for a holiday. Visit, but you demand her return. I tell her he didn't accept her refusal of the crown. Disappointment sunk like a stone in her gut. It doesn't matter, Papa, I'm not leaving. Right. I can't go home, and I can't be queen. I'll never be happy. Here I'm happy. Right. Because she wants a normal life. A privileged life, which she never actually earned. Right. Right. There you go. This bit here. You've been a good king, Papa. Everything I learned from you, I used to help this town grow and prosper. Leadership, diplomacy, organisation, I basically took over. It's worked here and been fun, she smiled. I don't want to do the same thing from the confines of a kingdom. Right. Yeah. So she just moved in and took over, and she's like, I want to help the community. You have to come for the kid. I want to help this small town kind of prosper. Okay. I want to be alone. Okay, and also there's confusion, okay, with Jake, okay, of, because she thinks that he betrayed her, turns out no he didn't, that kind of stuff, and, but whatever, okay, right. Let's be here, okay, I don't know how this would work, but this will not work in the real world, okay, right, this is like a short while later, okay, right, it's after all was feared that and the media have gone, here we go, the media had left, her life could return to the way it had been, private, quiet. She owned her gallery again. She should have been happy, but she wasn't. The media had left. Hold on, okay. So, a little small harborside town has a princess, a European princess living there, and the media will just leave, and she can just return to normal, and everyone just forget that she was, until previously, the heir to a kingdom. Was bound to be queen one day. No, it wouldn't happen that way. The media be on her ass, okay. So, how you paying for your private security, darling? Okay. Right. But then Jake comes in. Imagine, her and Jake have known each other, okay? It's all sorted out, and basically Jake's business is going to start, basically not building big resorts, but like small, like little areas, okay? Like a little places people can go, like cottages and stuff, you know? Kind of keep it ground level, not big hotels, okay? Right. But straight away, even though they've been dating, like we've been dating, okay, for just a week. Right. You can go on with being Mariabella Romano, keep your life the way it is, okay? It's not life at all, she said. Not if I'm being someone else. I don't know how to be queen to make a difference. I can do it as a princess. He traced the outline of her jaw and smiled. And as a wife, as she heard him right, a wife. Fall in love with you, Mariabella. Okay? Just you. I don't want anything without you. You're the dream I was looking for outside my window. Now I found it. I don't want to let you go. And he pulls out a ring. Okay? Right. I can't be a queen, but I'll be a princess. So she's not going to get rid of the title princess, okay? She's going to do the privilege, okay, of being the princess. But no one, people have called her Mariabella, of course, but she'll still be a princess. Not going to, speak to her, well, I don't speak to that and have that removed and just become normal, okay? Give up that title? No, she's going to be a princess, okay? Right. At this, Allegra, her second sister, becomes queen. There you go. Mariabella knew the moment she saw his accepting the crown that she made the right decision in abdicating. Allegra had the passion for the job, did have a love of monarchy, and it was true for the harder years ahead. And I'd love to see a sequel with Allegra. Okay, but my issue with this book is that Mariella is just so goddamn privileged. She sits there in this dying community, wonders about, okay, her first world problems of, I don't want to go back and be a queen. I want to be normal. When she's never been normal to start with. She never sat there, okay, worried about bills or rent. She bought a goddamn art gallery, for God's sake. Nah. I generally didn't like her character. I thought she was quite obnoxious, really. And in the end, okay, she cared about more. Okay, her and Jake sorted it out in a big resort. So I guess, yes, she won in the end. But she cared more about herself than really for other people. Even though she pretended she didn't. So, A Princess of Christmas by Shirley Jump. That was okay. Very hallmarky. Very Mills and Booney. And take cares.